Hi there again, BookTube, Leanne here, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a book review because I need to get better at doing that. So last month, no, 2 months ago, I read Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. So today I thought I would go ahead and review that for you. So The Eye of the World is about 3 young men who are living in a small little village town called the Three Rivers, and they are living just really simple lives. They're like, Rand is a farmer, so there's Rand, Matt, and Perrin. And Rand is the son of a farmer, and they've always just lived simple lives with only like fairy tales and like speak of magic and monsters and all that kind of stuff. Like, they've never actually experienced the magic system that's in the world. And then suddenly strangers come to the village, and everything kind of goes a bit weird from there. So first of all, a glee man shows up, and his name is Tom. And they're all very, very excited because a gleeman basically entertains. He's a juggler, he's a musician, he does lots. He tells lots of stories from the outside. He's just basically somebody who's really entertaining, and they very, very rarely get that in the Three Rivers. And then also somebody comes, and like a dark figure on a horse who Rand sees, and I think Perrin and Matt see him at some point as well. And they're all kind of afraid of him, but nobody else has really seen him. And then 2 people, Moraine and Lan, show up, and they basically say that they're scholars, and yeah, everybody's very interested in what's going on with them. So then everything just goes crazy, and people are getting attacked. Rand and his father get attacked, and everything goes crazy from there. I will say it does take a little while to actually get into the story. Like, we have the whole is it the Two Rivers? I've been saying the Three Rivers. So Two Rivers, that all gets described, all the people, what they do, all of that. It's a very, very slow start. But then once you leave the Two Rivers with Rand, Matt, and Perrin, and Moraine and Lan, who take them to try and get them to safety, because they believe that people are trying to kill Rand and Matt and Perrin. So they basically get taken on a little adventure to try and keep them safe. I'm not going to go into any big detail about who is trying to go after them, because like, I feel like that's spoiler territory, but that's basically the premise of how it goes from the beginning. It's a really cool classic fantasy story. They're running away from the bad guy is pursuing, and it can be a little comical sometimes. And yeah, with the main 3 characters being 3 young lads, you get kind of a joke of, oh, Matt's not good with the ladies, and Perrin and Rand are all like, oh, Perrin's better with the ladies than me, like from Rand's point of view, and then from Perrin's point of view, oh, Rand's better with the ladies than me, and they just think each other are better with the ladies, and it's slightly cringy, but it's kind of funny until it gets to like the point where they've just made that joke over and over and over again. So yeah, that'll probably come under like cons. I think they do repeat the same joke a lot. And another thing is, like, beautiful women tend to be dangerous a lot. So if the main characters come across beautiful women, the book screams at you like stranger danger a lot of the time. And like, there's something odd about them or different. And yeah, there's a lot of women in the story that can use magic, because women with magic, that's fine, but if a man has magic, they basically, a lot happens, and people try and take that away from them so that a man with magic isn't loose on the world and all this kind of stuff. But I don't want to explain it in any great detail, because again, this is like plot devices that happen throughout the first book. So, any other cons apart from like slow starting might be a con for people who don't like very, very slow starting books. But I didn't mind it too much because I kind of liked to get to know everything and everyone first. Um, Maybe also like the repetitiveness, like I said, like jokes get repeated a lot. Um, and like you can see, they are kind of chunky, so it depends on if you like the chunkier kind of fantasy book or if you would prefer to read a book that's a bit smaller. It's up to you. That it is a 14 book series, so only go into it if you want that commitment. So the pros, it's a very, very good story in my opinion. I quite enjoyed getting to know everybody, all the main characters, sticking with them. Even when they split off from each other, it's pretty cool to like get to know them individually instead of just together. Um, I also liked certain characters that came later in the book. You get, you're always getting to know new characters, even like in the later books. Like new characters come in and you like them. I'm only on book 3 right now, so I can't say for the entire series, but I definitely starting to like more characters that come. Um, the magic system's really interesting to learn about. The world itself is really interesting to learn about. Who the bad guys are, where they've come from, how the wheel of time works is really interesting, and how these bad guys keep coming back and it keeps rotating, and like all of that's pretty cool. And there's a TV show coming out. So if you want to, like, there's an Amazon TV show coming out. So if you want to get some of the books read before that happens, like I want to, um, then it's also a great time to start reading these books because they are really cool. And I always find that if I've read the books first and then watch a TV show, I understand a lot of things better. Like with Game of Thrones, for example, I had never read any of the books when I started reading. I've still only read two, but after I read those first two books, I felt like I understood the show better in general anyway. So it's just really cool to know who is who and already have that background knowledge. So, from the eye of the world, I took away that I was committed to a series now and that I wanted to read all of the books. Luckily, I already had them all. I had somebody sell them to me on eBay for quite a cheap second hand, and they are quite tatty copies, but I'm not too bothered about that. I just want to get them read and read them and enjoy this world that I'm reading. I took away that um, the main characters aren't always the best characters because I feel like right now they're not, but I have also heard that later on you come to like them more. So there's a lot of character development and growth for the main three, which is really cool. I enjoy a lot of character growth, especially in a massive long series like this one. And I really enjoyed Eye of the World. It's a very good place to start. I heard that it was meant to be a standalone originally, but then he continued, and then it was going to be a trilogy, and then he continued again, and he just made this whole series out of it. So I'm really glad he did because I'm actually enjoying reading these one book a month. So the last thing I probably am going to say for this is that if you've read the Sword of Truth series, you would probably like this quite a lot because I know everybody says that Terry Goodkind stole from Robert Jordan, which, he probably did a lot because I can see striking similarities. But if you liked The Sword of Truth, you'll probably like this too. This is great. I really enjoying it so far. If you like any long epic fantasies, then this is probably for you. If you like short books, it's probably not. And if you like Brandon Sanderson and are perfectly happy to commit to a long series, Brandon Sanderson actually finished this series off because Robert Jordan unfortunately passed away before he could finish his series. So, yeah, those are probably the similar books that I would like if you like those, if you like Brandon Sanderson, if you like Terry Goodkind's works, if you like long epic fantasy, you'll probably love this. And if you're not bothered about it starting off a bit slow, then jump into it. I would recommend Eye of the World for people who really like long epic fantasies, who want to stay in a story for a very long time and really spend some time with those characters. So that was my little review of Eye of the World. It probably wasn't wonderful. I'm gonna just mention who my favourite characters are right now. So I'm not gonna say who Loyal is, but if you've read the book, you know that Loyal is an amazing character and I love him. I'm also quite liking Perrin at the moment. He's quite a cool character. Um, Not so fond of Matt. Um, I still don't care about Rand very much. I like following him as a character, but I just feel like him and Matt are a bit too whiny right now. And Perrin is kind of edgy and cool most of the time. He's still a bit like, yeah, he's very quiet, so I don't really know how to gauge Perrin wonderfully yet. But I think with who he is and like how he reacts to things and all that kind of stuff, I quite like Perrin if I have to choose one of the main three. And not during Eye of the World, but now that I'm on The Dragon Reborn, I'm really enjoying Nynaeve as a character. So yeah, they're probably the ones that I like the most right now. And thank you so much for watching this review video, and I will see you in my next video. TTFN. Bye!